BMW iNext was unveiled a few months ago, and the reviews were very mixed. My personal pet peeve with this car is obviously the fact that they've insisted on putting a monkey butt on the front of their car. Not that there is really any good place to put a monkey butt on a car in the first place, but I just don't like it. There were a few other things that I thought were kind of odd, but BMW is really trying to catch up to the rest of the legacy manufacturers, at least in the luxury sector, and trying to push a few of their electric cars forward, though this seems to be like the most modern and futuristic. It's still a few months away. Now, they've recently released, when I say recently, really in the last 24 hours, the pictures of actually testing this car in the cold weather, which kind of made me ask a question: how far, along are you guys with this one? If you're already testing it, it should be good news. But really, I wanted to look at if they've made any design changes to what they showed us, I believe, back in September here in San Francisco. So I put all of my Photoshop skills together for you, and we'll analyze what they have changed and what had stayed the same. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. Of course, if this is your first time here, don't be shy. Click on that subscribe button. That way you won't miss anything moving forward, especially when I apply my Photoshop skills to pictures. Oh, and by the way, let me give a quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Jeff Niedermeyer. Thank you so much for joining and supporting my channel, keeping it alive. And of course, you guys get to watch me live here on Patreon. If you want to join my Patreon community, there's a link in the description of this video, and it appears here next to me once in a while, so check it out. All right, so let's talk about BMW iNext. Now, I already told you that I'm not really crazy about the front, and I hope that's going to change. There's got to be, focus groups they're going to conduct, and people will be like, please don't do that. Now, they did tell us that that they're hiding a lot of tech there, radars and stuff like that, but man, there's so many other ways where you can hide it. It doesn't have to go beyond there. It's just butt ugly, pun intended. But another thing that problem I had is that the insides kind of looked like an IKEA showroom, and I think most people expect luxury from BMW. So that was another thing that I'm hoping they're going to change. But let's talk about the winter testing, because they released a few pictures here of them testing this car in the winter conditions, which is great because obviously right now with the polar vortex, a lot of people are realizing some advantages and disadvantages of having an electric car in cold weather. And by the way, only more reason to subscribe, because I have a video specifically dedicated to gas cars versus electric cars when it comes to cold weather. Now, my bigger question, and here's another picture of it, is, this is supposed to be in production by 2021, which a lot of times, let's just assume mid 2021. So we're talking about 2.5 years away. So what are they testing? Is this car already has the batteries that they need, so at least maybe a smaller pack? Does it have the powertrain and the motors that are, if not production ready, then, at some level of prototype? I strongly doubt it, because that's way too far away from the release date. But also, if they do have it for some reason, why not release it sooner, right? So that's a little bit odd to me. But the reason I kind of wanted to even bring this up to you guys is because as soon as I looked at it, I realized that on one hand, they kind of kept the monkey butt front, hopefully toned down. It just doesn't seem that way from what I can see. But also, I wanted to see what changes they've made, as far as we could tell, in the car. So what I'm going to do is I took this side view because I thought this was the best way to compare, because I think this is where all the changes can be seen. And basically, I just kind of projected the image of the car that they released, the pictures of the car that they released, a few months ago. So let's see what has changed. Before that, of course, let me real quick remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Starman Gifts, the home of the adventures of Starman. I have my copy right here, and if you guys want to relive the launch of Falcon Heavy with this amazing basic comic book, go ahead and browse to the description of this video. There's a discount code that works not only for that, but also for the rest of the apparel and other cool stuff that they sell there. All right, so let's examine this view. Let me do the quick overlay that I did. Well, by the way, so here is the actual picture that they've sent us originally as part of the press release. And what I did was I took this picture and then I overlaid this picture on top of that, and here's what I came up with. As you can see, it's a little bit longer as far as real life is concerned, but there are quite a few changes there that I've noticed, and I'm sure you guys can notice as well. So let's examine the back first. And so I did basically like an outline, like like in a crime scene, I guess, to see what the changes are. So as you can see, there are quite a few there. The top and the bottom, I kind of matched it pretty well. But as you can see, almost everything. I mean, almost everything on the back had been changed. I think the look is a little bit more conventional. They didn't really show us pictures from the back, so it was kind of hard to tell. But the aggressive look of the top of the car and then of the bumper. See, I'm allergic to it already, and of the bumper is almost completely different. By the way, here's the original view on the back from this car, and I love it. Like, I don't like the inside, I don't like the outside on the front, but I love the back. I really, really think that they really nailed this. And this is the only thing that looks like it's going to be changing. So that kind of sucks. But then let me show you the what I did with the front here. Well, the front, as you can see, yes, it's a little bit longer, so it was a little bit tougher to match. But as you can see, that one matches almost perfectly. The front, the bottom of the bumper is a little different, but I'm assuming that may be because they are planning on putting some of the equipment there and having it kind of curve so quickly almost. That could be a problem, but the front might actually stay the same, which again, I wish that would be the part that would be changing. So we probably, at least at this point, will end up with this. Let me know what your thoughts are, by the way. I mean, obviously taste is something you can't really argue over. But it is what it is with this car. I also hate the middle, by the way, the BMW i3 design there. I did ask them about it, and they had their own, sort of explanation about the design. But to me, BMW, I remember back in the day, they even came up with this concept that said, we want our cars to look like they're moving even when they're standing still. And I thought it was like, wow, this is really cool. Well, this car does, and how do you achieve that? Usually is through the line, the straight lines that go through the car. That's usually what kind of gives an impression that the car is in motion. And when those lines are like this, as you can see over there, that's really hard to accomplish. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do you like the monkey butt, the front? Do you like the back? And are you even excited about this car? I am. I just want to see what the final version is going to be. All right, guys, looking forward to that. Other than that, see you next time. And remember to stay charged.